Now, Phillipa, perhaps you could give us a little bit of your story with Through the Roof, where you first came into contact with the organisation and your experiences since then.
Well, I've been praying for some more opportunities to do God's work, and this was back in 2009. And I then got a phone call asking if I would like to go on a mission trip to Guatemala. I didn't even know where it was, and I hadn't heard of Through the Roof then, but I knew in my heart that that's what God wanted me to do. So I said yes, and I spoke to Tim and I found out more information about Through the Roof. And we went to Guatemala back in 2009, and we've been twice since then. And what we go and do is to promote the lives of disabled children, because in Guatemala, like we were here 50 years ago, they treat disabled people as outcasts, and they can be in hospitals all their life, they can be abandoned, they can be shut at home. They're basically a disgrace. So we go and spread the word that disabled people can live normal lives, and we give them biblical references, because they believe that disability is caused by sin. It's a punishment for somebody's sin, either the parents or the child's. So we give them the biblical references to say that Jesus doesn't say that, and that God doesn't believe that it's, he didn't bring it about for a punishment for sin. Even when Jesus healed the blind man, and his disciples even asked him, well, who sinned then? And he says, well, neither this man or his parents sinned, but that the glory of God should be revealed in him. So it's a very important message, and my role out there was to give my personal experience of growing up totally blind, to give my testimony as a Christian, to give some ideas of what helped me as I grew up, and the attitudes that have impacted my life. And that's basically how I got involved with Through the Roof as a volunteer to start with.
Ah, that's brilliant. And you've been to Guatemala more than once, I believe?
Yeah, 3 times now.
Wow, that's fantastic. So, and each time you've been able to build on what you did the previous time?
Yeah, and we've seen really amazing differences.
Fantastic. And is it working with the same people, or new people, or a combination of the two?
We work with 3 partners out there, and one is a school for disabled children, and it's halfway up a volcano, and that's called New Life in Education, and that's with 2 missionaries called Judy and Amy. So we go and we visit them. We do go back to the school, but they normally, or Judy normally, takes us around to schools or churches that she knows would benefit from our training. The same goes with the other 2 partners that we've got. One is another school, a Christian school called America Latina, and they train teachers, and we've been in there 3 times now talking to trainee teachers about how they can include disabled children in their classes. And the final partner is Love the Child, which is actually an orphanage. So Steve takes us to places where he knows our training could be of use, say to churches or to disability clubs, or anywhere that he thinks that it will be invaluable to them.
Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, thank you for sharing that experience with us all. And since March of this year, you've had a different role within Through the Roof. Perhaps you could tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, my role since March has been the Disabled Youth Ambassador. So I go around talking to churches or to youth groups or anywhere that will invite me to schools, anywhere, giving them, again, my personal testimony and my experiences, giving the biblical basis of what Through the Roof believes God says about disability, and telling them what Through the Roof is about, how we can help them or how they could get involved. Things like that, really, and just giving them a practical demonstration of disabled people being included in everyday life.